Good morning. Thank God it's Friday, October 25, 2024. And of course, it's the set of Inside Nigeria, your breakfast show on Leadership Television. My name is Winifred Ugabo, your host on the program. On this first segment of the show, we'll review front headline stories of some select newspapers, including Nigeria's most foremost Friday newspaper, Leadership Friday. Like we normally do on the program, let's flag off with leadership and see what is leading with this Friday. Leadership's leading story says $1.5 billion dairy imports. Tinubu begins livestock reforms. Rallies governor support. $1.5 billion dairy imports. Tinubu begins livestock reforms. Rallies governor support. Federal government eyes revenue from 821 million cattle, sheep, goats, chickens, pigs. Will invest support reforms. Abdul Razak, that is chairman of Nigeria Governors Forum, will invest support reforms from the meeting held yesterday at the State Villa. Other stories: 8 feared dead in Rivers helicopter crash. Settle beggars, Northern Democrats tell federal government governors. And we have cost of governance, ministerial convoy cut to 3 vehicles. Beside the mindset of Leadership Friday, government-owned arms in terrorist hands stolen. Defense headquarters. Government-owned arms in terrorist hands stolen. Defense headquarters. This is a developing story coming from the NSA, Nuhu Ribadu, during the burning of illegal arms retrieved from terrorists and bandits. He said that most of those arms were from government security officials who found themselves in the hands of bandits, terrorists, and criminal elements. However, Defense Headquarters says government-owned arms in terrorist hands stolen, coming from Defense Headquarters. Above the mindset of Leadership Friday, Nigeria, 12 others join BRICS as partner countries. Former NEC chairman Humphrey Nwosu dies at 83. That takes us to our stand. Our stand is on page 3 of Leadership. Today's stand is on the menace of casual labor policy. The menace of casual labor policy. Today's stand in Leadership newspaper. From our stand, we move to the back page where we have conversation with Azu. And today's conversation is on Nigeria. 3 stories, 1 message. In quotes, the Minister of Power is too busy making excuses to notice. Of course, this is what you find answers to, including the continuation of the headline stories as you log on to the website of Leadership for more, www.leadership.ng. From Leadership, we move over to the Punch newspaper. Punch says cabinet reshuffle, presidency defends Tinubu as federal government slashes ministers' vehicles 8. Federal government differs as clerk orders allege lopsidedness. Tinubu seeks Senate confirmation. We have a tropical storm that left 24 dead in Philippines flooding yesterday, with the pictures on the cover of the Punch. Military NEMA comb sea for crashed helicopters passengers. How gunmen attacked 8 plateau communities, killed 31 residents. Pensioners threaten protests as federal government 4 states owe 193 billion naira. Beside the mindset of the Punch, we have Ondo governorship poll countdown. APC, PDP, others prepare for mock accreditation. Ayedatiwa prioritizes health. NNPP queries governor's manifesto. The stories run on page 27 of the Punch. And above the masthead, Senate okays 15% states funding for regional development commissions. Broken aircraft windscreen aborts Shetima's Samoa trip. Naira devaluation pushes federal government states debts to 134 trillion naira. With that, we conclude review of front headline stories on the Punch. For more, log on to the website of Punch newspapers as we move over to Vanguard. Vanguard has similar story like the Punch. Governance calls, Tinubu orders courts in ministers' convoys 8. Orders military, paramilitary agencies to reduce vehicles. Personnel, personnel deployment. How Nigerians' feedback shaped Tinubu's cabinet reshuffle presidency. Ministers assessed based on performance. Matawale retained because allegations linking him to banditry untrue. Waigbaja, Olubunmi Ojo, Edun, others were retained. Source. Retaining Keyamo reflects Tinubu's commitment to aviation growth (AAN) as Tinubu seeks Senate's confirmation of ministerial nominees. Rep CBN disagree over validity of old Naira notes. Commence withdrawal of old Naira notes before December 31 deadline. Reps tell CBN. There's no such deadline. CBN replies to reps. The story is on page 8 of Vanguard. Tinubu laments as Nigeria spends $1.5 billion on dairy imports. National grid has collapsed 162 times in 11 years, Gencos. InsideNIGERIA chairman Humphrey Wonsu, 83, dies in US. CAF award, Lookman, Trust Ekong nominated. Osimhen, Boniface miss out. Above the masthead of Vanguard, federal government to raise VAT on luxury goods to 15%. All 8 passengers in Bonny helicopter disaster feared dead. Police. Federal government sets up 46-man committee to review obsolete laws. Catholic Church condemns federal government's alleged move to legalize abortion. That concludes front headline stories review on Vanguard this Friday, October 25, 2024. For more, log on to the website of Vanguard newspapers as we move to the next paper we have on our menu, and that is Daily Sun. Daily Sun says tears sorrow in Kaduna, Rivers, Anambra. 8 feared dead in helicopter crash, 3 bodies recovered. Court war claims 7 as bandits kill 1 abduct scores. Government inaugurates 46-member committee to review obsolete laws. Nigeria owes much to ONU. Tinubu. 2.3 million children at risk of polio in Nigeria. UNICEF. Res probe FROS orders over extra budgetary expenditure. Ebute Ohaneze orders mourn InsideNIGERIA chairman Humphrey Wonsu. And just beneath the masthead of Daily Sun, Commonwealth leaders to defy UK on slavery reparations. Beside the masthead of Daily Sun, NNPCL free to secure dollars independently for key obligations. Coming from Kadoso, the CBN governor. And of course, with that, we bring to an end the review of front headline stories today on Daily Sun. For more, log on to the website of Daily Sun. Even as we move to the last paper we have on our menu this Friday, The Guardian. The Guardian says calls for military intervention, misery, harsh policies driving Nigerians to desperate choices. Calls for military intervention, misery, harsh policies driving Nigerians to desperate choices. There's a big story that runs on pages 4 and 5 of The Guardian this Friday. Of course, this is also a developing story coming from the fallout of the #End Bad Governance protest, which took place recently, where Nigerians were calling for military takeover. And 2 days ago or so, the defense headquarters said they're calling for military intervention is tantamount to treason. And today's main headline story, big story on The Guardian, says calls for military intervention, misery, harsh policies driving Nigerians to desperate choices. Federal government begins reform of obsolete laws. The news runs on page 7 of The Guardian, which is a welcome development. Nigeria records 83 polio virus type 2 cases. Helicopter crash, NSIB begins probe as search continues for missing passengers. Tinubu orders cost-cutting measures as Senate begins screening on Tuesday. Court picks November 14, 20 to hear from Yahaya Bello. US grateful as ailing Binance chief departs Nigeria after 8 months. Lagos, Ogun urge residents of low-lying areas to relocate over water release from Oyan Dam. No deadline on old Naira notes, says CBN as reps pushes for new ones. Troops arrest IPOB founder in quote commander kill 140 terrorists. That also concludes review of front headline stories today on the Guardian newspaper. For more, log on to www.guardian.ng. And it's on this note also we conclude the first half of today's Inside Nigeria. Second half of the program is coming in shortly with our guest joining us virtual. Don't go away. Stay tuned. Good morning and welcome to the second half of the program Inside Nigeria, your breakfast show leadership television. My name is InsideNIGERIA. I'm your host on the program, and of course I have a guest joining in virtual. He is a public affairs analyst, Agaba Wilson. Agaba, it's a pleasure to have you on today's program. Good morning.
Good morning and thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, let me bring you up to speed. Of course, you are informed of what just transpired with the shuffling of the cabinet by President Bola Tinubu. And many Nigerians are also of the opinion that why some also that they thought we are not performing ought to be dropped. But are you okay? What's your views on this cabinet reshuffle by the president in this 1.5 tenure of his administration, 1.5 years of his tenure? Wow, we are experiencing some technical glitches, but we have to hope to have him on once it's clear. Yes, Wilson. Okay. Wow. Well, it's on this note we bring to an end today's Inside Nigeria. Hopefully, next week, Monday, we'll have another fresh edition of the program. My name is Winifred Ubebo. Once again, here's wishing you a beautiful weekend ahead. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast